Let's have
All right, guys. Welcome to the Cigar Box Guitar Builder. Thank you for joining us today. Wherever you are in the world, whether it's up, down, around the corner, thank you for joining us on our Christmas special. And this is the very first time that we've been able to get the four the Four Musketeers, the four what was it? The Four Horsemen of the Rockapocalypse.
There we go.
Yeah.
All together. It's myself, Adam Harrison. We've got Jesse.
Hello.
we got Darren.
There you go.
Oh, Christ. That's Darren's 3 words for the day. And we got Joe Alteen.
Yo, g'day. There you go, Darren. Do that one.
Yeah, nah.
So, one of the reasons we got together today was because Darren begged us. He said, listen, you know, I'm feeling full of the Christmas spirit. And
Yeah, right.
so Darren said he wanted to actually to sing us a few Christmas songs today on his guitar. And so, Darren, what's your first song?
Take it away, Darren.
3, 4.
You're joking, aren't you?
No.
Yeah, I don't sing and I don't play. Not in front of
What's what? Your mama don't sing and your daddy don't rock and roll. So this,
no, it's not me.
so this is our Christmas special, ladies and gentlemen. Deck. Well, I was just deck the halls. I'm trying to keep it PG.
I thought it was the final show of it, of all.
If we keep going like this, it probably will be.
So we've got a great show not planned for you today. It's basically
It's well rehearsed.
Yeah, no, not at all. So
Yeah.
it's 4 guys shooting the shit, basically, just having a good time, having a talk. Jesse's sitting back, having a smoke, sitting down there in his chair down. We're all in our workshops actually, which is interesting.
Yeah, I got a bourbon going nice and steady on a Saturday afternoon.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Jesse's got a little pussy cat in his hand. I said pussy cat.
No, it's very, very hot in here in Central Coast Queensland. It is just absolutely sweltering hot.
Well, where are you in Queensland again?
I'm in Bundaberg, so I'm about 4 hours north of Brisbane.
Oh yeah, all right, yeah. So you're that's about 3 hours
Joe.
north of the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not what you're drinking.
No, I
We
can't
want to
stand
know
that
where
shit.
you are.
No, I can't stand that shit. My wife drinks the rum, but no, I'm a bourbon man. That's my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Rum. Or you'd like
telling us
Bundaberg
what you were
rum.
drinking.
Where I live, Jesse, it's a town in Queensland called Bundaberg, and it's famous for sugarcane and Bundaberg rum. I don't know if you've heard of it before.
No, but it sounds good.
I'll send you a bottle of it. It's
There's mine.
anybody in Australia that drinks rum. No, that's wild turkey. That's what I'm drinking, Darren. No, rum. Anyway, I hate the stuff. I can't stand it, but a lot of people like it.
Sends me loopy.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I get really hyper on it. It was probably my days before I realised I was diabetic, so I don't drink anymore.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, it's high sugar content.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember when I went to the not with Sands. What was it called? I went to a pub when I was back in the 90s. Went to a pub and I was drinking rum all night. Bundy rum, and I don't remember any of this, but apparently it was down at Bondi, and apparently I picked on this big Maori bloke. No, I picked on him. I'm not a big guy at all, and I'm not a fighter. I mean, but apparently I picked on him. He said, and my friends told me about it, and I said, "What the hell?" I said, "Yeah." They said the only reason you're alive today was because he thought you were really funny.
Yeah, human neutralizes the problem. That's the key to life.
No, apparently he just thought it was really funny that this little bloke was trying to pick on him because apparently he was the size of a mountain. So, so I never touched.
You probably would have done better than Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Poor old.
Anyway, that's a different podcast.
That's another story for another day. I must admit, I missed it, and I've got very little interest in boxing, I must admit, but I did think, oh, he's how old is he? He's got to be like 82 or something. I don't know. He's like,
oh well.
How Gitty.
was a little bit.
Oh,
I
dear.
lost all interest in boxing when Muhammad Ali stopped. So
Yeah,
anything after that is
Yeah.
nothing.
yeah. You were about
Yeah.
you were about 20 or so when he stopped fighting, weren't you, Darren?
No, probably younger.
Chirp, chirp,
Oh,
chirp, chirp.
I'm stuck in the wrong era.
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
dear.
didn't- I should be back in the 50s
Well-
where I belong.
So put your hand up if
Yeah.
you're a grandpa.
Yeah.
Ah, not yet, baby. I'm still young.
Yeah. No, I've got
But
2
you're older
grandkids.
than me.
Who's older than you?
Adam.
Adam.
Yeah, Adam's older than me.
Yeah. He's a late bloomer. We can forgive him. We can forgive him for that.
I'm older. I'm older than a lot of people on the inside. Hey, Darren, you want to see your guitar?
What?
You want to see your guitar you're getting for Christmas?
Your Christmas
Oh.
present.
Do you want to see
You want
it?
to see yours?
Hang on. Hold on a minute.
Well, it sounded good.
There you go.
Yeah, the one I built him sounds crap.
All right. Ready? Here it is.
Maybe he's
Here it
on
is.
the naughty list.
That's it. That's what you're going to see.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
That's it. That's all.
If I-
Hey, Dad, put your hand over your eyes, Darren. I'm not showing you until I get taken over your place. Don't put your hand over your eyes. Close your eyes.
How could you? Whey.
bullshit. Bullshit.
What? You weren't watching, were you?
Oh,
bullshit.
Look at that. Hey,
Oh, wow.
that's beautiful. What woods have you used?
No,
there,
bullshit.
Adam?
That's mine. This one's yours. No, I'm kidding. It's all right.
That's good. That's just good.
You'll never know till you get it.
That's
What
a
wood is that, Adam?
solid piece of New Guinea rosewood.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
One
man.
piece.
Now you should feel ripped off.
Nah, mate. Nah, you're a
Look
good,
what I've got you.
like all the work that
Great.
Darren's done. This is the least I can do, buddy.
So Adam's showing us a solid body, kind of like a bit of a strat shape,
Offset.
All right.
offset.
Oh.
It's very subtle and just super stylish. It's got a beautiful look to it. 4-string, threaded.
Oh,
Got a little plate on the back, little inspection plate. Looks like a bolt-on neck.
Yeah.
Very nice. And the fretboard is of the same wood.
No, it's actually Meranti.
Oh yeah,
It's
Meranti,
Meranti.
yeah.
You gotta be.
Good old decking wood.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I've never heard of
Merbau.
it.
Is it Merbau's
No,
more?
it's Australian. It's an island. It's a tropical wood. It's
Yeah, it's
kind
very.
of along the lines of mahogany,
Yep.
Okay.
but a little bit not as dense as mahogany.
Well, here's the funny thing, though. I've
You
got.
get a lot of it in the Philippines and so on.
Yeah, I've got. You can get it like when you do get it. This is mainly for Australian people, Australian listeners. If you do shop around for it, like if you go to Bunnings, because I get a lot of my wood from Bunnings, because
It's oily.
it is. There's a thing you can do though. There's 2 types that you can get, and they're both labelled as Meranti, but one of them's a very light colour. You can almost push your thumbnail into it. Stay away from that. That's
Yeah.
no good.
Yeah.
But the stuff you want to get is the stuff that. Hang on, I'll just pop this back up there. The stuff that you want to
Hey,
get.
I'm going to go and get yours now. I feel like you should at least see yours now.
So the stuff.
I'll be
Yeah.
back in 5 minutes.
All right, no worries.
All right. Well,
So the stuff you
fine.
want to get is it's a
gotta put the
harder.
fronts
It's more brown.
yeah.
And it's interesting actually because I've been doing a little bit of a shop around. They're struggling at the moment, I think, with Tassie Oak. There's a
Yeah, I agree. But Bunnings is having an issue with Tassie Oak. I've noticed the supplies go down, and
Yep.
I've also noticed the quality of them. Like I go through the whole. I got to go through 30 different lengths.
Yeah.
Before I can find one that I like.
yeah.
Wow.
Where it used to be really dependable.
They've switched now to hang on, I've got it here. It's nice actually. It's a very nice grain. It's not mahogany. It sands a little differently. It's a hang on. It's a type of eucalypt.
It's oily. It's got a big gummy content to it.
And
Sometimes it's hard to glue together because it's so oily.
It's got a nice drummy pitch to it. It's probably hard to hear.
Does that come like rough cut, or is it?
No, it's fairly smooth. I don't need to do very much with this at all.
You can get it. You can get it rough cut, but it usually comes dressed. It's usually like decking boards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like sun resistant and termite resistant, and it's got a natural oil, so it splits less. It's really good decking wood.
Because
of the oil content, it can make it difficult to work with.
So this is.
And most mornings I do feel rough cut.
So this is the neck. So this is the neck from C.B.Gitty. Now this is. I'll try and get the light away. There. Is that a bit better? So this is the neck that I got from C.B.Gitty in that kit. And this is, what do you call it? Poplar. So this is actually poplar. Now, we don't get poplar in Australia. So I'm actually really curious as to how I'm going to kind of play around with this. This is one of the kits. And I don't know whether you got a chance to see the video. I did the unboxing video. Darren, I'm going to send one to Darren because Ben at C.B.Gitty actually very kindly actually sent me 2 kits to do a demo on. So I did an unboxing, and I was actually really happy with the look of it and how it all fits together and as
in
kits.
The box.
Yeah. So just basically, when I sent my last order to him, he actually included those. There's a fretless kit for Darren to do, and a fretted one here, which is the tin. So it's going to be the tin can one. So totally acoustic. So I'm glad the holidays are on now because I wanted to try and do it before Christmas, but I got no chance. And by the way, big thank you to Ben and the team for sponsoring this show. Usually I start off the show by by jumping in there and saying hi. Sorry, Jesse, you were going to say?
Oh, I just said thanks, Ben. Just following your suit.
You know, I
I second that. I use Ben all the time. He's very helpful, and I love the amount of stuff they have. It's just there's so much to choose from. Like it's kind of like sometimes it's going down a rabbit hole when you just keep scrolling all the parts he has. And you're like, oh, I want this. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm going to get this. But then I come into the problem of goddamn currency difference between Australia and America, and then it's like. You've got to shoot for the stars and buy up big, otherwise you don't get your value.
And that's the thing. That is the thing. It does. You know, this show goes all over the world. I think 85% of our listening audience is in the United States. It's almost something like that. The thing though that I'm really happy with the group is that we seem to be getting. We're actually at 10,500. As of this morning, we got, what was it, last weekend? We hit 10,000. We've had 500 members in the last 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
It's look, I'm guaranteeing that 5% of it's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, listeners, but it's we're real talkers.
Well, it happens.
You're working in a workshop.
The higher your number gets, the more bullshit you're going to get. Simple as that.
So that's why, as we go through and as we're looking at comments, and like we had one today, there was a comment that came up today, and it was just not a comment, a post that came up, and I just canned it immediately. It was like no, it just anyone that's coming on brand new and is trying to flog something off. That's just, to me, it's like...
Not going to happen.
No. The other thing is, if I can't see people's profiles, I think you guys are the same. If we check up on people and profiles just look dodgy. I try and find friends. If your friends group looks really suspect, that's not going to win you bonus points.
And also, how old is your profile? Like someone that only joined up a week ago also looks sus.
Yeah. And we're always going to get new members, and that's the thing. It's which we are wanting to build and have a big group. But we've got to be careful. And if anyone whinges and whines and is upset about it, well, you're going to be one of the few people who are. So most of the people have actually been really happy with, I think, with how you guys are actually managing as well with the group. So hats off to you guys.
Helpful people, they got first timers have these questions, and it seems the group jumps on giving advice real fast, and that's really cool to see.
It is, actually. I agree with that. It's like so many people want to help. It's not just a few, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Except Darren.
Yeah, I don't want to help anyone.
No, he just sits there and looks pretty. Hey, hiding in the shadows there, Darren.
I don't know, man.
Take the credit.
I was going to say he does have the best hair, but I think Jesse's got a good head of hair on him too. You've got a good head of hair. What happened to me? Jesus.
I got some spare out of here. You want to borrow some? Here, you can have a bit of this off the back.
All mine fell down the back.
Yeah. I used to have eyebrows. You can't notice I don't have eyebrows anymore. They went to my ears now. They just moved, and now they're out here.
Oh, what do you got there, Dazza? Oh, he's got a paddle headstock.
That's the best thing on your guitar.
Oh, come on.
No, come on, give us a look.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that's
That
great.
is awesome.
No.
Oh, that is awesome. You know what that is?
It's a sinks trainer. What is it? A thing? What do they call those things?
A steamer.
It's like a steamer.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Very
man.
good. That's nasty. I love it.
I'm going to give
I just bought one of those the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now you can take it and rip it apart in your shed.
I'm going to name that guitar Chow Min.
Chow Ming.
Yep, because I remember my mum used to use those steamers all the time to steam all the veggies. It used to go.
Yeah.
My mum was married to a Chinese bloke, so she used to cook. Heaps. Oh, she ended up being a better Chinese cook than he was. But she used to steam all the veggies in those steamers all the time. My favourite meal was chow mein, so that guitar's named as Chow Min.
Cool.
Great build,
Thank you, Jesse. But I thought I'd do, like, you say how you always like fretless.
Yeah.
With piezo pickup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's what I did.
That is.
Oh, it's got a piezo in it.
That
yeah,
is ace.
Yeah, piezo pickup.
What woods is that box? Did you make
Plywood?
Yeah. You make those ply ones look real good, eh? It's got a real nice relic look to it.
That's
it's all
ace, Dad.
ply. The neck is, I don't know if you can see it.
Not really, it's a bit dark.
Yeah, I'll put some light on.
Is that the Koa?
My shed.
Yeah, no. Your shed's a mongrel. It's a bit of everything.
Taking his shed apart to build guitars.
That's commitment there, right there.
Yeah.
What was that?
Nothing.
Adam said it. Adam did it.
Yeah.
What did you say about my shed?
I said you're tearing it apart.
Looks like a murder house. Looks like a murder house.
No. I'm actually building in my shed. That's when it's solid body.
Oh, yeah. Solid body.
Oh, that'll be a chunky.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what kind of neck wood do we have there?
Teak.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, teak neck.
Real dense wood.
On the side here is just regular hardwood paling.
Yep.
And what else? That's basically it. All the rest of it is 10 mil ply.
I bet you that sounds pretty good acoustically.
Can't hear a thing.
Can't hear a thing.
Can't hear a thing?
Can't hear a
It's an air
speaker.
guitar.
The suspense. We're all waiting. Where is it?
Let me see if I can get something here. Oh.
No.
No.
To the listeners, we're all watching him play, but we can't hear a single thing.
Well,
all there is a mad anticipation. You could hear a pin drop right now.
I think I shall change its name to Stealthy. So that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Oh yeah, that looks like a pine body.
So well, actually, it's hang on, I'll give you a better closer look at that grain. Very old.
What is that? Catalpa. Never heard of this.
Right.
It's real green.
Oregon.
Oregon. Yeah,
Oregon.
It's Oregon.
So what's that, like a fir, Douglas fir
Douglas
kind of
fir.
wood?
There you go. Yeah.
There
So
we go.
it is from the pine family. Then.
Yeah. So we got that with.
But it's a denser
Oregon.
pine. It's a denser pine, isn't it?
Mate, I just look at it, sniff it, whack it. If it sounds nice, I use it. But this is old. This is actually out of an old house from probably 50, 60 years ago. The old bit of wood.
So it's
2
actually
pieces.
real then.
Sorry?
Yeah. It's actually real then.
Oh yeah. And I got
See,
the next
this
is
is all
2
Oregon.
piece. So you got 2 piece next, 3 piece there. So this is 2 pieces of oak. And you got rosewood. You got rear mounted truss rod.
Truss rod, yeah.
So just like in the olden days.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that looks nice.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet.
Put a blowtorch on that body.
Yeah, look, I thought about that. I was also thinking of staining it, like do some rainbow staining or something like that. I don't know. I'm just goofing around with it. I think I'll probably keep it for myself, this one.
I would roast it with a blowtorch, just the grain, and then I would sand it all back, and it would make the grain really, really dark, and then do your bright colours.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that looks great.
Stand in between layers and just keep doing the colours and keep sanding it. But the purpose of the burning is to make the grain jump out.
Yeah. Well, Jesse, this is stuff you do all the time because you've been really throwing yourself into 6-string builds, man.
Yeah, you have. You're very impressive, Jesse, with your actual numbers. Like, I can't believe how many builds you just are able to come up with. Like, man, that's crazy. Like, hats off to you, honestly, for your passion to cigar boxes, and not just cigar boxes, but just guitars, mate, in general. Like I seen you did that. You did that quick little resto mod on that little repair job on that nice looking bass.
Sure.
Like, that thing looked beautiful.
Oh,
so
yeah,
good on
Ernie
you, Jesse.
Ball.
Good on you, mate.
The Ernie Ball bass.
I got another one coming tomorrow. It's a one-owner Fender jazz bass from 1961.
Wow.
Yeah, beautiful. And he's
That's
a one owner, so he
coming in.
bought it himself. He bought it brand new.
Yeah, so
Wow.
Nervous much?
the history.
Nervous?
Yeah, I'm not nervous.
Terrified?
No.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, it just needs a good setup. You know, it's been sitting for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I got one here
think-
too, actually. Oh, sorry, keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Well,
off.
I think the grandson is going to inherit it
Yeah.
soon. So wants it to play good for the grandson.
Yeah.
A nice family heirloom they can keep for another 50, 60 years.
Well, that's
Sure.
61.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it'll be worth a penny. That'll be worth
I got
a
one
penny.
here that I'm about to do myself. This is an original, 60s, I guess, Fender. It's from the red Fender that the Shadows play. You know, that red
Oh, yeah.
Fender? So this is an exact guitar. It's all stamped. And I got to do the same thing. It's got some nasty pits. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try and fix these, and then I'm going to refret it.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's my first red stove of an actual vintage guitar.
Oh, that's probably the one thing I miss about my old shop. We used to get some just amazing old guitars, and I used to specialize more in the old Japanese stuff, like the Tescos and the Kawais and all of those weird early guitars. But man, we got some really lovely old Maitons in there. Jesse, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Maiton, but Maiton's an Australian guitar company, and nowadays they're kind of really well known for their acoustics, like Tommy Emmanuel plays them and all that sort of stuff. But the big thing,
they're beautiful acoustic guitars.
Well, their electric guitars were like, they were just pumping them out during the 60s, and I actually went to the Powerhouse Museum when they had that exhibition on, and it was just actually I've got to show you, seeing those old guitars. I actually that's one of the ones I'm going to work on next. You see the
that's good.
Heavy. It's heavy. It's like there's no chambers in it yet, but it's like, it's weighty. This has got to be about 3.5, 4 kilos just in weight. Like, it's heavier than my Gibson.
Won't have neck dive. At least you won't have neck dive.
Nah, she'll just sit pretty. But I've done a bevel, and like on the top edge, and like one of the ones that I saw there was this beautiful red. Right, it was this gorgeous, and they did one in cream as well. I actually did one of my Japanese repro guitars when I had the shop in the cream, and with the green trim just around there. It was all cream, but a little like a green trim. This one I want to do to copy the guitar I saw there, like a fire engine red, and then like a gold leaf all the way around there. But I'm worried about, because I'm no good at spraying. Like when I do paint jobs and things like that, the paint jobs I do are usually like I'll get something like this, sand it smooth, and then I actually use a paintbrush with water-based paints. And I'll paint it, and then I'll sand it back, and then I'll hit it with another coat. I may even change colour, hit it with another coat, and then give it a very light sand again, and then...
You're doing like a wash.
Like a wash. Well, no, it's thicker than a wash, but it's almost like... I kind of want it to look like, in inverted commas, dodgy, like an old 60s Japanese guitar. And they just come up so beautifully, like that really scratched up kind of roughed in kind of... like I did one in like this beautiful forest green, and it had like you just sanded it through just so you could actually see some of the timber underneath, and like the white undercoat, and it just worked far out. This is heavy. You can do weights with this thing. Like it's heavy.
It looks heavy. Yeah, it looks very heavy.
It's going to be some weight relief, I think, in this sucker, but it's starting, because it's been out in the elements here under the house for 3 years, starting to get a little separation there.
Yeah.
So I might have to get some watery glue in there, clamp it all back together again. Who knows? We'll do something. Whatever. I may never finish it. It might be one of those ones that just sits there for 20 years, never getting done. Don't know.
Yeah.
Just don't know. That's a cigar box.
Did you guys happen to see the photos I sent you guys in the chat?
I did. It didn't come through. I only just glanced them just before I called you.
Build,
Sorry?
This is a secret build.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who's it's for and what it is quite yet.
So you're doing a mystery Santa, are you?
Yeah.
Can I have a
that's
guess?
Cool.
Can I have a guess who it's not for?
Me.
Sure. You guys know each other way too well.
I'm being naughty. I know who it's not for. So
it's a kind of a semi-commissioned type deal, It's gonna be something that helps everybody out, I think.
Oh, dude.
I'm interested. When do you reveal it? Christmas Day?
Well, no, it's just whenever I get it done.
Oh yep.
But I'd like it to be the last of 2024, but if it's the first of 25, I'm okay with that too.
Well, either way is a win-win, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. How many do you build roughly a year, do you reckon, Jesse? Sorry, Adam.
No, you're good. I'm being cheeky. Go, Jess.
They're all different kinds, right? From
but I mean, like, let's just say stringed instruments in total.
Yeah, I'd like to say 60.
Wow, That's insane.
Yeah. And that's a lot of those are solid body builds too, aren't they, mate?
Well, yeah, and what confuses people, I like to say, something like this is going to be easier to build than a cigar box guitar.
Really?
Especially if you go neck through designs and you have all your different planes for cutouts for your pickup and this and that. And you got to make a heel. That's a lot of work for a cigar box guitar, and people think I'm crazy, but you could throw this together in a week, if you wanted.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
It's still impressive.
Very.
I don't throw anything together in a week. I throw maybe the idea of building a guitar in about a week, but I have.
Yeah, yours are so different than anybody else's in the world, Joe.
Hello.
Well, cheers, Jesse. I appreciate that.
And like
hard work.
Watching you carve, the little mermaid for your and
let's talk about that.
Intricate detail.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. That's the pirate guitar.
Yeah, so for the listeners to the podcast here, we're talking about Joe Oteen's pirate guitar. If you look up Clutch Creations, you'll be able to see that, and he does some amazing work, people.
You freak
appreciate
me out,
the little.
Like, not even I could do anything like that.
That's nuts.
It's pretty cool,
dude. You freak me out.
That's about the size of your thumbnail.
It's less. Yeah, it's actually less. The detail is some of the trying to get face detailing. I could hardly even see it. I just relied on instinct and knowledge of of the years of practice I've had, and I'm just. Okay, that's got to be where the eyes got to go, and it was really hard to do, I've carved some big things, like I've carved like a 2-foot tiki guitar, but
it sounds like you were drinking rum during that time.
I drank. What else am I going to do? Hey, I've got to get through it somehow. But that little mermaid was very hard to carve. It really was. But I had the idea in my head, and that's the problem with me. Once I get an idea in my head, I don't care how long it takes. I've got to do it, and I'm really happy with the result. And I can't say I've seen anyone detail a heel in that kind of manner either.
No.
So that was also my goal.
Was that
my goal with that? I made a box mold. Yes, I made a box mold, and I put the neck inside sort of a frame, a frame that was fully sealed, and then I filled it up full of resin. So you don't want that resin to leak out. So I really had to think about the process of getting it done. Once I made the mermaid, I put her into the heel. And the whole idea was that the front of the heel was to look like the front of a boat, which is what the bow, I think it is.
Yeah.
And the mermaid perched on the front of it, hanging off of it. So that's how I had to do it. But if it was that delicate without being sealed in resin, you would knock it off with your hand while you were playing it. So I had to seal it in resin. And the other challenge was, how do I make this resin look kind of oceanic, but still transparent enough to see the mermaid? So I actually had to blend greens and blues and do a few little samples to get the color that I found was kind of like seawater. And, that whole process of even planning it, I'm drawing notes, I'm doing little sketches, I'm mulling it over in my head as I'm going to bed. I at least thought on that idea for 2 weeks before I even attempted it. It's And I look back, I'm so busy these days, I look back at that time and I think, man, I don't even think I could fathom making that right now. Hey,
and that's the thing, a lot of people need to realize that these aren't just novelty, box guitars. They're not novelty.
There's a lot of thought.
They're not toys. They're come from heart and passion and soul, from
that's
the
right.
builder, so
yeah. But no, I'm so busy these days, I don't even know if I could attempt to build that size, but I will again, but not right now. There's just so much going on in life, like most people, the money's tight, you got to work, and whenever you think the day's done, it's never actually done. You got more to do.
So how did you get time off today, Joe?
It's Saturday. No, I'm done
Christmas
now.
Santa?
Yeah, no, I did last weekend. So I said to boss, I'm only doing one. He's slaving us. So no, my day job, to the listeners, I'm out there delivering parcels all day, and Christmas is absolutely killing us this year. Like, we're breaking records every single day with the amount of freight we're delivering. Yeah. And, I'm done. I'm finished.
Yeah.
Santa doesn't do it by himself.
No. That's exactly right. Yeah. But it's fun times, It'll be good when it's all over. Christmas Day will be great, got the family. I hope a lot of you guys get to spend it with family, and because really that's what Christmas is about. It's not about how good of a present you bought someone. It's about having family and friends and enjoying the time together.
For sure.
That should be free,
Let me ask you a question, Joe.
Go for it.
Just getting back to that beautiful guitar you built. How many jigs did you make to build it?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, a lot of the ideas, you get the idea, and you have to disassemble your idea in a backward sense. You look at what you want to achieve. Now you got to work all back through to your beginning step, and a lot of it, I got to make jigs. Simple as that. And I'm a bit addicted to jigs. I love them. Once I started making them, I just love making them for all kinds of things. But I made a jig to keep the box straight when I made the box, and then I did this little Japanese joinery trick where you put a diagonal locking piece into each corner. Yep. I had to make a jig to do that locking piece. Probably about 4 on that guitar. Probably about four little doodackies I had to make.
Is that including the heel?
Yeah, that's including the heel. Yep, and the rest is freehand. Actually, because the whole box itself was a busted up piece of burl. People. There was that growth that hangs off of a tree that it's kind of looks like a big pimple like popping.
And how long did each jig take to build?
Oh, well, I work all day. I get a couple of hours in the afternoon, and I get the weekends. So I would say, you got to think of the jig first. You can't just go, okay, this is what I got to do. That's right. You've got to actually think of how do I need to make this jig to work for the job I need it to work for. And so there's a thought process there. It's always about a week. Things like that is always about a week. Sorry, Jesse.
If you need it in the future, then you're going to want to make it so you can use it again.
Reliable.
That's
then you start having more jigs than you do cigar boxes.
That's exactly right.
There's building the jig, and every now and again going, I built it wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a part of it too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go back. I'm going to scrap that one. I'm going to scrap that one.
To another one. I just got a message from Adam saying that you didn't really build the heel. How's that?
All right. Challenge accepted. This is what I'm going to put out there. I'm going to put this out there, right? My next guitar I'm about to build is going to be pretty heavily detailed. It's going to be a Ned Kelly themed build from using an actual metal Ned Kelly helmet. Now, in America, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Australian outlaw called Ned Kelly. There was a movie. He's an outlaw, and he made this. He's Kelly Gang, and so they basically were the Billy Kid of Australia.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm going to make this.
That's the only one
helmet, and he's a relative of yours.
I only know Billy the Kid.
And then Kelly a relative of yours.
No, I don't know.
Anyway, I'm going to detail the heel.
The Kid is.
Actually, speaking of bushrangers, I did have one. There was might have been my great grandmother or something like that, or her family. They were actually held up by Ben Hall. They actually they turned up on their property, and you know who Ben Hall is. So Ben Hall's one of the other well-known Aussie bushrangers, and apparently, him and his gang they stopped over, stopped over basically home invasion, and basically stayed the night at the homestead. Apparently, and from family folklore coming down the ages, apparently they were very nice.
Of course they were.
They were very polite.
They
were very polite.
They just don't like the law.
Yeah. Well, see, we're all Irish. We're all Irish background on Mum's side. They're all so. In general, the Irish didn't necessarily get along with it. Back then, get along with the the English police and all that sort of stuff, because it was all still...
That's right.
Yeah.
They barely got along with themselves.
Yeah.
I just found out recently my name, McDonald, is not actually Scottish.
Oh, don't be a clown.
No.
Don't be a clown.
Don't put your big shoes on.
Jeez.
No, McDonald, because I spell my name MC,
Yeah.
not MAC. The MC has come from Irish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
All
what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So you're,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
Irish, not Scottish.
I don't know. Well, apparently it's gone on to Scotland, but yeah.
You're
I
Australian
was
to me,
surprised.
Darren.
You're Aussie through and through, mate.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's right.
Fuck off. Don't call me that.
He's dinky die. He's fair dinkum.
If you ever call me Australian again,
Yeah, what are you going to do? You going to come get me?
What's that
Come on.
song?
I will.
What is that?
You're
What's that
only
song?
in Queensland. It's only an hour flight.
Yeah, true. Well, when you get here, I got a place you can stay.
Okay, cool.
It'll be real nice too.
Yeah.
Don't bite your friends.
I'm trying to
I
remember
bought
that old
them all
Rodney
over.
Rude song, but I can't say it here. It's a family show.
The Rodney Rude. Yeah.
Although Darren just said fuck 3 times, so all right. So
Yeah, that's
We'll
what
make
you
that
get for
4
calling me
now.
Australian.
You got some editing to do, Adam.
nah, screw that. This is Cigar Box Guitar Building, man. Come on.
And it's the Christmas special. We're getting in
actually-
the spirit.
I don't edit this thing.
Actually,
you know how
Joe,
my editing goes? Paste, stick, paste, put it through.
Yeah.
That's editing.
Actually, Joe, I've actually
Yes.
got
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
that's
seen
the
that
big
one.
question. The resin.
What are you going to do with the resin?
I got to redo it. So
You want to seal it
what
in
do-
resin?
what- well, I've already resined most of it.
Oh, right. Yep.
And it cracked.
So I've got to re-resin it. So how did you shine it up?
Oh, my lordy. That actually is pretty hard. It's a lot of
Oh, don't tell me
sanding.
that.
Sand and sand.
It's a lot of very... Okay, the simple trick is you treat it like an auto body paint job. Treat it like you're painting a car. You got a wet sand.
Here's my sander.
No, your hand. That's what you use to
No.
begin with, and then you go to your hand, and it has to be done by your
No,
hand.
no.
And you've got to start with like a 240 grit, and you've got to work all the way up to 2000 grit. Then even further. The finest sandpaper I have is 6000 grit.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that, Jesse. Nice.
Don't show off, Jesse.
Polishing it is really hard though, and then I go to an auto polish.
Oh, really?
It's quite difficult. It's not easy. The easiest way is to go for a satin finish and sand it back, and then hit it with some polyurethane spray, and then you'll get a satin finish. That's the easiest way. But if you're after a genuine high gloss only resin surface, there's no
No,
way
it's not
around
gonna
it
be
other
hard.
than polishing.
Joe,
But the way I go
glossy.
is I'm gonna say this is my board of resin, and this is the piece I want to sand. I sand in one direction with, say, 240 wet grit, all right? And then I go to, say, a 400 next. I turn it, and all I'm doing is sanding out the lines I made from the 240. I'm sanding now this way, and I don't want to see any lines going that way. Now I want to see lines going this way. Then once I've done that in 400, I move to 600, flip it. Now I'm sanding out the lines from the 400. Then I'm going to 800, 1200, 1600, 2000, 2500, 5000, and 7000 is the highest sand grit paper I go. Then once I've done all that, I use a Canuba swirl polish, and then I turn it all into delicate swirls. I don't even look what's under the surface. I am literally looking at the scratch marks that I made from the previous sandpaper. And then I turn it all into swirls delicately, just like you do with an auto car. And then once I do that, then I go to a Canuba polish, and by the end of it, it's a perfect mirror. It is just ultra, ultra, ultra glass.
Joe, you should be charging
That's
a
the
lot
process.
more than $250 for your guitars.
Piss off. Put another 0 on that.
Actually, can I be honest with you?
I thought they were 150.
I still think at 2.5. I still think that's not enough for that work.
Right.
Because that's weekend after weekend. That's
Just for
how
you,
many hours of sanding? Is that 8 hours of sanding?
Oh, that's way more than that.
Yeah.
Way more. It's 50 hours of sanding.
Yeah.
That's on the high end
Well,
ones. That we're only talking a handful of guitars. I don't do that on all of them, but the Pirate one, yes. The Pirate guitar that I recently shared up on the group, that guitar has been polished exactly in that method, and you could pop your own pimples in that thing. It has such a good reflection.
Yeah,
it's insane, and but it is ridiculously labor intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Joe,
Fingers.
with sandpaper, I haven't touched sandpaper
Forearm.
with my hands in 20 years. I don't
Maybe
do anything with my hands.
That shit, you're at night, then you're like this.
That's
Your
my
hands are
sandpaper
like
box.
stuck.
120 grit, 240 grit. That's as high as I go, brother.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I
that's it.
go right up to 7,000. I got
This,
that too,
this
Darren.
is the only sander.
I got an
It's the only one I
orbital as
use.
well. Yeah, but
It's
that's
the only one
suits your
I
style,
use.
though. That's the thing, though. Like, we've got to talk styles here.
Yeah.
Now, yes, my
Oh,
guitars have this super high gloss shine, but that doesn't mean that's the way to do things. There's, like Darren just showed us a relic thing made from pine wood, and that thing's beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
My polish methods wouldn't look good on that guitar. It would make it look fake.
I can't wait to pick up that guitar he's built me.
Yeah. So, the eyes and the beauty
That's
of the
my
product.
style.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Did you know, Jesse, that's how he rounds off his fret ends? He uses a round over router.
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
Man, I broke my 1/4-inch pattern bit today. And,
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's always bumming when you got to buy new tools.
It's
Well, I don't know
crazy
if
that
you
you
can
do
say
that.
it. I don't know if you can say it, but
I'm interested to try it for myself, though. I am going to do it one day. I'm not doing it on this neck,
No.
though. As much as I'd love to.
oh, you haven't even seen this, Joe.
That thing is awesome.
That's
I love
pretty
that
cool.
guitar.
Hey, see,
I like
see
that
that
one. It's almost
that
too
one
clean
behind
for
you,
you,
Nick?
Darren.
Jesse? Hey?
Yeah.
It's almost too
That
clean.
guitar
Yeah,
there,
I agree. Yeah.
It's very nice. It's almost too clean for you, mate.
Yeah, wait till you see it in person.
It's
That's
stunning. It looks very nice. It looks very
It
clean.
does, doesn't it?
I love that.
I'm planning to do 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I only need one.
One for each of my grandchildren.
I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Do you guys know? Do you guys remember Delta Groove Instruments or Delta Grove Instruments?
No.
I wonder if you remember, Jesse. I'm not sure. When did you,
I
Jesse?
don't.
When did you get into CBGs?
Is that Facebook?
2017.
All right, may have been slightly just before. Like I got into them around about 2013. I started researching and looking up all the YouTube channels. But this is one of the necks I got from Michael, and it's actually a Delta Groove neck. And
It's pretty.
it's one
very
of those
nice.
situations where I think this had something to do with one of those. What are those money making things that they do? That they put up and they get people to back them and all that sort of stuff. What do you call it?
Oh, sure.
You know, the
It's
one.
like an investment group.
Yeah, that kind of thing. That kind of thing. I think it fell through. I think it was something happened with it. Anyway, it was This is kind of one of the necks from around about that time from that company. And with the
You still got it. You haven't used it yet.
No, well, this is the one that I got in that swap. Remember that one that I got in that swap? I just pulled it apart. So I'm sitting here kind of tinkering while I'm chatting.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm
was wondering
probably
what
going to
the
go
hell
and
you're
do
doing.
something with it. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just my own guitar. That's all. It's just one of my own. But the thing is now I just saw it. I'm getting off Darren. I'm like, that can go back in the woodpile for a little while longer.
Yeah, Darren's got a nice one for you.
You didn't think it was just shit?
No, mate, it's beautiful. I'm really stoked. I'm really looking forward to it.
Actually, that's only half the present.
Why did you break it?
You get half now.
Yeah, half now, half later.
Half later. That's what it looks like fully.
It's a jigsaw puzzle.
No. Like, because I originally had something else planned for you.
Yeah.
But then I thought, if you're going to do a guitar, it's going to look pretty shit what I just give you.
He can't compare.
Okay?
Definitely. Whatever you're going to get back is not going to be what you give out.
No, it's...
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. A gift from either of you would be great. They both look fantastic.
Joe, this is a family show.
Yeah?
You can't talk about that stuff.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
No, but one of the reasons why I was bringing up that neck thing, because I can't remember the guy. I cannot remember the name of the guy who ran Delta Groove Instruments. But the thing I always found interesting about it was this Kickstarter. That's what it was. It was a Kickstarter campaign, and there's another guy I remember from way back when, a guy Sully from Sully Guitars. And Sully Guitars, when he had a really good YouTube channel, and he used a Kickstarter to actually invest in more tools for his business and to create this thing. And no, I'm not thinking about a Kickstarter, but the reason I was interested in it was that you don't often see cigar box guitar builders, not often wanting to go full-time professional and lift it to another level. Because this guy, the guy from Delta Groove, from what I believe, he wanted to then take that up to another level to actually be manufacturing in larger scale. But the only people I can think of that do things like that would be obviously, C.B.Gitty, how they build their own. But again, they're mostly parts. Michael Breedlove, again, mostly parts, but he does sell his own guitars. The ones that I heard about a while ago, obviously Mark Wilmot. I haven't seen anything from Mark with CBG Emporium for a long time, and the reason I'm talking about them is because I'm looking at them as a business entity, whereas most of us are doing it as a side gig. Most of us have this as a side gig, and we know that, and it's a lot of fun and all that sort of stuff. And yes, like this is part of my income. What I do here, it does become part of my income, admittedly. And I know, Jesse, I think you're in the same boat. This does come under a part of your income as well, obviously. But it's hard to see a lot of people out there that are kind of doing it in that kind of professional realm. And
it is.
I'm just trying to think off the top of my head companies that did do it. I know that what was it? There was that other company calls themselves Delta Blues. Delta Blues, they were doing that for a while. I know they had a Justin Johnson thing going for a while. They had some stuff going with him for a little while. They kind of fell off the edge. They were doing a lot of stuff with Lace Sensor. Lace obviously have gone down their route, but I think they're all made in the Far East. I don't think that there's... And that brings up a question. Because someone on the group put up a question.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Because someone on the group put up a post. I can't remember the name of the gentleman who put the post up. Someone I've been chatting to a little bit recently. And he's put up a picture of a Chinese-made or Far East-made. I don't know if it's Chinese. It's Far East-made cigar box guitar. Now, how much were they? About 250, I think, with the resonator, 4-string.
He was selling them.
Actually looked pretty nice. 250, I think. It might be 250 US, Jesse.
Yeah.
Are we talking like factory?
Can we say the entry?
Yeah.
I mean, so it was from a musician's friend.
Yeah, and that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And that's a worldwide, music shop that sell. They don't sell parts or anything small parts. they mainly sell instruments themselves, and now they have their own line of cigar box resonators.
Well, see, Hayes...
Basically, you can buy off the shelf.
See, Hayes are now doing the same thing here in Australia. So in Australia, there's a manufacturer of budget guitars called Hayes, H-A-Z-E. And they're selling through eBay. They're selling a lot of stuff through eBay and through Kookaburra Music. They've got their own kit. Again, very simple. It's all pre-made. All you do basically, it's a kit, but it's just a more expensive version of those little cheapy mini CBGs that we used to see around a lot.
Yeah, those little box ones that Audi had.
Yeah, it's full size. Obvious. Look, it would be the cheapest of the cheapest parts. The neck is like a bolt-on style neck. I mean, if we had enough patrons and stuff like that, I'd be interested in buying one. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, people. But it'd be interesting just kind of to get something like that and have a look at it and go, well, what's the quality like? Is that, what are you getting? What do you get from Jesse, for example, in a cigar box guitar that you don't get in this, $150 kit guitar or two, or what, Aussie $350, I think, that one from Musician's Friend. What's the difference? What do you get?
Yeah. Parts-wise, and cheap parts.
So this is, I do my bolt-ons like this way, unlike that way with an access hole.
Yeah.
So this has got a laminated neck, and it's a plywood, like plywood body, like Darren's. Okay. And sometimes you can get really cool looking plywood,
Yeah.
It looks sick. It looks awesome.
And this is off of, a stove drip pan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's hollow.
The element.
And hardtail. It's got some good sound. A gnarly piece of hickory. I had this for $400.
Yeah. Well, see, in Australia, that $400 is what, $1,000? If that what's that? 400.
No, 400 is be about $530, mate. Be about $530.
Hell.
Yeah, about $400. $575, around about there.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not that. It's not. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Almost double and add that on top. Yeah.
It's currently running. We're currently running at 75 cents. So $1.
So 25 to the 100.
Yeah. So it was pretty close. But Jesse, is that a neck that you made?
Yes. But
and how much are you selling that for?
It'd be around $400.
All right, I'm going to place an order for 10 of them, and I'm going to sell them for $1,500.
Right, and so that's kind of the topic.
I'll take one off Adam.
In order to do that, you would either have tons of manpower and or machinery, and most of us guys are building in our basement or our garage.
Yeah.
So, in order, you'd have to dream so big. And you'd have to have one of those kickstart. You got to talk people into helping you start this business process. And
not easy.
Not easy at all. So, I'd love to see Hummingbird guitars just totally take off. And I still build any kind of thing. But do I really want that headache that comes along? I don't.
Jesse, I've got to admit, brother, I'm absolutely in shock that you're selling that for $450 US.
Well, honestly, Adam, their market, they've been doing it a lot longer than us Australians have.
Yeah.
And that's so, we sell for our price and Americans sell for their price, but they have a lot more competition over there as well.
Yeah.
I have to compete with the Fenders and the Ibanez.
Not just that, but you have to compete with everyone else that's building one in their basement or garage as well, because there is a lot of you guys doing it.
Yeah,
it's kind of new and not as popular in Australia, so we're able to charge more.
It's a bit of a niche thing, isn't it?
Yes, it's not common. I still run into people and they're like, I've never seen anything like that. I've never even heard of anything like that. And they're just completely blown away with what I do. And you try to say, well, this is a culture. This is a hobby that we're all into. I'm not the only one doing it. But they're just like, I don't care. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
But like I you can see me. You can see the reaction I had when I saw the neck.
A beautiful neck. Very nice
and
work,
I'm sitting there thinking how many hours of man work. You look
at that one. That one's also beautiful.
Stunning.
So something like this I have, and you can see, if you can read what that says.
Fuck, man. It's
$250.
Excuse my French.
See, that's the other thing. It would cost me near $200 to even build it.
Yeah, a lot of people in my area, I'm in the center of the United States. Nebraska, there's nothing but cornfields. If people aren't interested in beef or, cattle or corn, not too many people are interested in handmade instruments around my area. So, you got to get in more populated areas where people are more open and susceptible to the art form of it rather than this thing makes noise, so it's tough competition for sure. But I think I'm probably more competing with myself being a salesman.
All right, I'm going to go out on a limb here. All right. And Joe, I'm going to take into consideration absolutely what you're saying. The fact that the Australian market for cigar box guitars, it is different. But I'm going to take that out. I'm removing that.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. And I've had 20 years of fashion retail experience, right? Working for different companies. And the companies that set their own price, that stick to their agenda, those companies are still in business today. All of the companies that reacted to a marketplace are no longer in business. Right? Let's take Rob Roble, for example. Rob Roble to buy. I know guys in Australia here who have bought Rob Roble's guitars, and to land his guitars here in Australia, I think is near on $1,000. Right, so to buy that, bring it out. I think he charges about $750 US. Mike Snowden has gone from guitars worth $450 using piezo pickups. His guitars are now, and he really hasn't changed his build style much. And I love Mike. Mike's one of my absolute favorite people in our community. Absolute. And this is not what I'm saying is not detrimental to him at all, but or against him at all. But what I'm saying is that when I look at what Mike has done and how he has developed his business and how he has priced his instruments based upon what he himself believes they should be worth. He's charging near on $1,000 for his cigar box guitars now. Yes, he also builds his own pickups. So there's a lot of work involved, obviously, in creating your own pickup. But I would offset that, Jesse, against the time it takes for you to manufacture that neck. That multi-laminate neck. And that how much work.
And so when I get into like custom builds, right?
Yeah.
For somebody, this person wants it exactly this way. There comes the hourly price.
Yeah.
Plus the cost of materials. But if I'm building from my own, my own head,
your own creative vision,
I do drop the price a little bit. I feel like there's a price to pay of putting your own form of art out there.
I'll agree with you because it is something that I've struggled with as a full-time builder. And then back doing now what I'm doing because of who's to say without COVID where I could have taken Birdwood guitars, as COVID killed us dead in the water for near on 2 years straight. I'm still rebuilding the business now from that and having to close the shop. It's not a woe is me. I still love what I do, and I adore going back into teaching again. I absolutely love being a teacher again, so there's no issues there. But it does come down to those times when it is on the little quieter side, and my wife says to me, "Why don't you go on sale? Why don't you put a sale up?" Every single time I go on sale, it bites me in the ass.
Me too.
Absolutely bites me in the ass. My sales drop. I tend to find I'm dealing with a lot more problematic phone calls and emails.
Yeah, okay.
And what happens is, in some bizarre way, I lose my core market. And I'm on sale at the moment. I've moved a couple of guitars, but my gut feeling tells me that had I not gone on sale, I think I would have sold those guitars anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so what I'm getting back to is setting up your price. I personally feel, and feel free to disagree. Listener, if you disagree with me, please, that's cool. This is just one builder's point of view. This is one person's point of view. But I do approach Birdwood Guitars as a business entity. I really, really do. I probably could and should put more effort into it, but I only have a certain amount of hours in a day. But my suggestion is for builders out there is look at your instrument, have a look at it and say, what effort did I put into it? How long did it take me? Even the parts, if you wanted to. A lot of us do use very simple. In fact, I'd suggest that 70% of us out there are probably using the same parts, because a lot of the parts we get are from the Far East. They're from, they might be from C.B.Gitty, they might be from Breedlove, they might be from Mark. It could be wherever you're getting your parts. A lot of people get their stuff off eBay. A lot of people get their stuff off, wherever. With the other mob. All the other mobs, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When you look at your instrument and you look at that thing and you sit there and you go, now, no, this is fun. This for me is a really fun little instrument. And I have actually put these ones I did for the YouTube channel. I stuck them up on the website for this, for the podcast, for the group.
Yep.
And I stuck them on there. I just went, look, they're there. It's not something but I won't sell out, with all due respect. I won't sell out on Birdwood Guitars. Do you know what I mean? So this coming year, why? Because it's not the aesthetic I have for Birdwood Guitars. It's not the image that
You're
I have.
You're ashamed of it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
it's
that.
Shame.
No, I don't think it's that. I just think it's a different product. I just think
but then that makes it worse. That makes it worse selling, though. If it's a different product, you're now offering options.
And that's the thing. Yeah. No, because I want to have a vision for what Birdwood Guitars looks and feels like. There's a reason that Rob doesn't build that. Rob could build that. Oh, sorry, guys, listeners, sorry. It's not a YouTube show. What I've got in my hands is a really simple little cigar box guitar with a pine neck. See, that's gorgeous, Jesse. I love that. But why do we charge less for diddly bows?
I don't know, but that's what I feel like. Even as a person and a businessman, I need to have something that's $1,500 and then something for $60.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something for everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, if people take that the correct way, it might turn people off maybe. This builder has this style, this builder has this style. Well, this guy, he does a little bit of everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But you still have a style, Jesse, though.
Oh, God, yeah.
We all do. We've all got a style. Even Darren has a style. Hey, Darren.
No, I don't. No. It's called shit style.
Hey, a style's a style,
shit
brother.
A shit kicker style.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Like, I only spent about 10 minutes on Adam's guitar.
I guarantee you
Yes.
spent a lot more time on that. That's a beautiful looking thing.
This took me, a whole month compared to Adam's.
So anyway, so what I was saying was, at the end of the day, look at what you've built, and say to yourself, and don't say, what I'm not saying is, I'm not saying charge a massive amount for it. I'm not saying that, but when you look at it and you feel in your heart, if you're charging too little for something. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to think about it. You've got to think, how much time and effort have I put into this? How much time away from my family has building this guitar cost me? How much time away from my other job, or mowing the lawn, or just...
No, I'm terrible at pricing. I'm really bad at it. I try.
Like, a luthier, or we're all luthiers, whether... I'm saying this to the listeners.
Yeah.
Anybody that builds a guitar is a luthier, right?
That's right.
You're also a carpenter, and you're also, you know how to work with epoxy.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about epoxy by doing tile showers as a carpenter, because you use epoxy grout, and you learn real quick that it's going to fight you the whole way. So you're problem solvers. You get many hats to build these things, and so you got to be proud of it. And like Adam said, know your worth. Who cares what this guy's selling it for? Yeah. This is your baby you built, so charge what you want.
Well, that $400 one you had, Jesse, now you got to turn that to $600 now, brother.
Yeah, the prices change depending on my mood. Yeah.
Yes. That's it.
Yep.
Well, you know what?
They go up and down.
Do you know what the best sale is for me sometimes, though? The best sale for me is the one where someone came into the shop, was looking around, and I saw they didn't have a pot to piss in, and they'd had a really bad day. And the best sale sometimes I've ever done is to pick something up off the wall and said, "Here, take that home."
Yeah,
for sure. I can't say I've done that, but it's not all about the money.
Not even bringing money.
No,
it brings you a smile.
It was just that little kid that came in with mum, and mum's come in looking for Big Brother's set of strings, and mum doesn't have a lot of money, and that's what I miss about it is what I miss about the shop, and what I miss about connecting with people, because with mostly what I'm doing is now it's online, and I do miss that, and I do miss sometimes having people coming in and seeing a kid's eyes light up when you grab one of those diddly bows from out the back, a little one stringer for a little 8-year-old kid who's just walked in off the street with mum looking for a set of strings for her guitar, and he doesn't have one, and you've gone, "Here you go." And mum's gone, "What?" And the kid's just gone, "What?" It's like you always go home with a smile on your face going, that was a good day.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing. Guys, I've had a good day talking to you today. So
it was awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us today, good listener. It's we got to do more of these convos. Poor old Jesse, it's 11 o'clock at night. He's just looked at his watch. My God!
I'm going to be up all night. Drinking stuff, and now I'm all amped up.
So what's Christmas Day look like for you, Jesse? What kind of weather is it outside?
It's I think today it was around 5 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah. So it's pretty cold. Is there snow on the ground?
No snow, but in Nebraska, it's always windy. There's hardly any trees here.
Yep.
So it's really windy, and that wind can bite you. If it's 5 degrees out, it probably feels like -5.
Yeah. And what's a common, like, what do you guys have for dinner on Christmas? What's your celebration meal? What's tradition in Nebraska?
Well, we're not doing anything this year.
That's fair enough. But do you guys do like the
Christmas
turkey and the ham and?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what usually people will have, like, a meal like soup You know, like I said,
something warm.
Going to my grandparents growing up, it was always oyster stew and chicken noodle soup.
Yeah,
and then, during the day, Christmas Day, the 25th, that's when you'd have a big meal with everybody. You know?
And everyone has a full belly.
Yep. Christmas Eve was always, you know, your close family, just, you know, the parents and the kids, and then the next day it'd branch out.
The big extended family lunch. Yeah, that's very similar to how we do it, except here where I am, it's really, really hot. So usually all the guys are shirtless and sweating, and you have a beer in one hand, and you're eating prawns. Got to have the prawns on Christmas Day. Got to have a bit of mud crab, and then the usual hams and roast chickens and all the vegetables and all that goes along with it. But usually it's standing around talking to a bunch of other guys all with their shirts off, sweating, having a beer and chewing on some prawns. So that's an Australian Queensland Christmas.
So you hosting this year?
This is a family show.
Oh, sorry, I put my top back on. Don't look.
Are you hosting Chrissy this year, Joe?
I'm averting.
I am hosting Christmas Eve. Yep. So we're having a little, as Jesse was saying, Christmas Eve is kind of like for your close members of your family. So we're going to do that Christmas Eve here. I've got a 10-foot by 6-foot blow up pool that I'm going to put a tent, a marquee over top of it, and got a projector screen at the other end of it. So the kids are all going to. The grandbabies are all going to be in the pool watching Netflix or something on the outdoor projector screen. Wow. And then my son Gibson, he's 17. He loves to barbecue, so he'll be on the cook duties.
Did he just graduate this year? Year 12?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he actually got suspended just before graduation, so he didn't quite make it. The poor little fella. Yeah. He's a good lad. He's a good lad, but he's a bit of a class clown.
Yeah, well, you know, they're the ones that they're the ones you'll always remember, and they're the ones with a bit of personality who are going to do very well in life.
Let's hope so.
He'll be all right, mate. He'll be all right. And
but
Darren,
Merry Christmas to you guys. Definitely Merry Christmas.
And Daz, what are you going to do, mate? What are you going to do for Chrissy?
Me? Well, I've got my daughter back home from England.
Beautiful.
So
nice.
She's got her little bit in the oven.
So
that's the next grandchild. But we're going to have a big lunch on Christmas Day, and then everyone's staying Christmas night, and it's just going to be a ball.
So you'll be in bed by 6.
Yep.
with the grandchildren.
That's
we're all going to go to bed early.
All right. Well,
it sounds like a good one. What about you, Adam, before we go? What are you doing Christmas Day?
We're going to keep it really quiet this year. A nice and quiet one this year with the family. We've just had 2 birthdays within the last couple of weeks, as well as Christmas coming up next week. So it's always a busy time of year for us. But we're just going to keep it just us this year. Wife, myself, and the kids. The 4 cats and the dog. We're set, mate. We're set.
Sounds like a perfect quiet Christmas.
That's it. We just picked up the turkey, nice big turkey we're going to have. I'll get some ham and just going to sit back and have my Coca-Cola and a bit of ice cream and just take it easy, mate. Watch some TV shows. Probably end up down in here again.
There's my next build.
What is that?
Radio. Lunchbox.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that a lunchbox?
It's the only one my wife's convinced me to make.
Oh, there you go.
That's going to be great.
Well, good listeners, wherever you are in the world and whatever background you're from, if you are having a holiday season, I wish you well for your holiday season. We might have a break for a couple of weeks, gentlemen, just so that we can get through this bloody Christmas period without losing our minds. And we will see you back here, ladies and gentlemen, very, very soon. And thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the show this year. I think we'll be back for maybe just after when's the new year? It's only a week away, isn't it, or so? Bit of a week away. Yeah. Maybe in the new year, first week back or something like that. We'll get back together and have a chat again. Jesse, thank you for staying up late, mate. Greatly appreciate it. And gentlemen, I will say adieu. And good listener, thank you for listening.
Right.
And
thank you very much, guys.
See you next time.
All
Bye.
right, guys. Have a good Christmas.
Play us out, Dazza. Sing a song.
Ding, 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 ding.
Jesse's already left us. He already gets.
He's done a runner. What did you do to him, Adam?
See you guys. Bye.
That's probably
See you guys. Have a good weekend.
All right, have a good one.
And what do you say, Daz?
Don't bite your friends.
Don't bite your friends. Well, don't bite your friends' turkeys.
Especially on Christmas.
See you guys.